Boxing King Media in association with Box Raw. Eddie, I've got to say, I was watching the comments online. A lot of people are saying you're dressed up like a big cuddly bear. Have you heard that yet?
Do you know what? It's like I get so much abuse for everything I wear. You know, every time I put it on, I look in the mirror and I go, how much abuse are you going to get for it? And generally the one that I think I'm going to get more abuse for, I wear. Do you know what I mean? So I put this on, it's like a little velour. It's so comfy. Do you know what I mean? Like yesterday I wore trousers with a shirt, and today I just wanted to put on a tracksuit. But big cuddly bear, I'll take a big cuddly bear. Everybody needs a big cuddly bear in their life.
I do. If anyone wants it, slide into Eddie's DMs. So let's talk about the weigh-in. Again, looking at a lot of the online consensus is everyone seems to think Lee's struggling at the weight. I know they said a few days ago that this was his last fight at the weight. He looked quite drawn. You read anything from that?
He looks drawn at every weigh-in, to be honest with you. I thought he looked no different than I've seen him for the last weigh-in, the one before that. I thought Josh Warrington looked well. I think he looked fresh. I think it's no secret that he makes the weight, if you like, better than Lee Wood. But then when you look at the numbers tomorrow, Lee Wood is probably going to be 6 to 10 pounds heavier than Josh Warrington in the ring. If you can do that well, it is an advantage. But, you know, definitely tight at the weight, always tight at the weight. I don't think it changes my pick for tomorrow because it's exactly what I expected.
And just making sure that there's no issues with the fighters, because I noticed he had to rush off earlier during the press conference.
That was just a meeting with Zelfa Barrett. Yeah, someone else said that. It's like, Frank said, could you just have 5 minutes with Zelfa talk about his next fight? So I went out, I come back, and one of the other guys was like, what was that? What happened? It's like, absolutely nothing. No. So no issue with any fights. All bang on the numbers on the weigh-in. I think it's a great card tomorrow night, really do.
Yeah, the reason I asked because I think there's a show locally, GB, same sort of thing just after the weigh-in.
Yeah, what was the reason?
I think some sort of medical issue with the heart or something like that with Martin McDonough.
Yeah, gutter.
It's like you say, it's not an easy business to make money in. Is Conor McGregor coming tomorrow?
I don't believe so, no. But you never know, I guess.
That's a shame. We've seen rumours come out this morning. It's December 2nd, apparently you're putting on Jordan Gill taking on Michael Conlan, both coming from knockouts. Are you able to say anything about that? I know it's not officially announced, but it's been leaked.
Maybe. Tomorrow we're announcing 2 shows. One's a Next Gen, and one is top to bottom, just an absolutely banging card. So all will be revealed tomorrow.
Which one's a banging card, the December the 2nd or December the 11th? All right. If it is, I don't know if it's Michael Conlan still with Top Rank. Is it like a...
No.
Answers a few questions. Talking about December the 23rd, if Eubank Ben doesn't get over the line, would you potentially go with AJ on his own in Abu Dhabi or wherever it is?
Yes, but obviously we have to see what happens with the undisputed fight as well. Our biggest problem is we have to make a move. So when we get to that point, which will be next week, we will have to speak to people in Saudi Arabia or Queensbury or Alex Krasuk and say, have you got any more information on the date? If they turn around and say we're not going to make a decision till after the Ngannou fight, we'll probably go anyway and just take our chance. Because I think if they're saying that, I think it's unlikely that fight's going to go 23rd. Maybe I'm wrong, but we've got to make our plans, and if we can't get an answer, we'll pull the trigger.
Notice he was quoted on TalkSport as saying Eubank Ben could be announced within a week. Has something dramatic happened?
No, just we're reaching that point now. You know, we either get the fight made or we don't. We've got 2 international sites that are ready to commit to stage that fight.
So
we want to do the fight in Britain. We can go Millennium Stadium, we can go another big arena, and if we get the blessing of the board, we can actually go ahead with that fight today in England. We feel like the legal position is Conor should be allowed to fight in this country because the suspension is lifted. They've got to be comfortable with it. We appreciate there's an appeal, and when that appeal happens, we understand if Conor was to lose that appeal, he wouldn't be cleared to fight in the UK. But as of now, we believe he can. We'll speak to the ball. We'll chat, hopefully in a friendly manner. And like I said, if they believe that's the legal position as well, the fight will take place in a big stadium in Britain.
Does that mean you've already secured the stadiums?
We have been in talks with a number of stadiums and arenas in the UK, yes.
I like how you answered that one. Also, news broke yesterday that the IBF is saying AJ potentially could be fighting Hrgovic. Could that change the plan to fight Wilder next if you have this like in-between fight?
Maybe. I mean, look, I don't want to say yes and everyone goes, oh, see, I told you. But AJ wants to fight for the world heavyweight title. If he has a fight with Hrgovic that could happen in January or February for the world heavyweight title, it's very likely he's going to do that. But I feel like they should have already ordered that Hrgovic-Usyk fight. But there's ongoing discussions behind the scenes. The IBF are saying, no, what we're going to do is we're going to allow Fury-Usyk, but the winner must fight Hrgovic or they'll be stripped. And that's the worst case scenario for Filip Hrgovic. But there's ongoing discussions.
Looking at it a year on, potentially, if AJ does fight Hrgovic, beats him, it means his next fight then would be an undisputed fight, potentially.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be very nice. You said yesterday you're looking for a top 15 opponent. I've been going through the box tech rankings. I'm going to drop some names at you. 5 of them, very short. Daniel Dubois, Chisora, Gerald Miller, Caballel, and Mahmoud Shah. Any of them appeal to you?
I think all possible, but you know, I get asked a lot of questions about AJ and I end up sort of waffling about stuff, and the next thing it's like a headline somewhere. The answer is we don't know what we're going to do. You know, we want to fight Wilder. Now we're being told we could fight Hrgovic for the world title. We're also potentially running out in December, but there's honestly no concrete plans that I can tell you. Otherwise, I'm just saying this might happen, and then it's, oh, Eddie Hearn says this, and this is AJ's next. So I don't know. Any 3 of those things are possible.
I do feel for it because everyone takes everything he says factual. You said you were going to contact the Saudis, Turkey, Al Sheikh. Have you made any contact or inroads with regards to events?
We've had half a dozen people phoning us up, trying to arrange meetings to do stuff in Saudi Arabia. He works with him, he works with him, he works with him. We're calm at the moment to keep doing our thing. When the opportunity comes to meet the right people with Saudi and sit down, we shall do so. But at the moment, we're just really planning our end-of-year schedule.
I want to ask you about sanctioning fees. I've noticed it says that most governing bodies take 2%. So just out of curiosity, is it 3%? Wow. So if there's like a humongous fight in Saudi, we'll use Fury-Usyk as an example, and the reported figures of 100 million, does that mean they'd get 3% of that figure? Would it be capped off?
So a little bit of info and for you guys. Most governing bodies charge 3%. When it's a unified title, some of the governing bodies charge 2%. Some of those people have a cap on the number. Generally, that cap is $10 million. No, as in your purse. Yeah. So if Tyson Fury's making, I don't know, probably making 50, 60, the cap of the 3% is at 10 million. Not all of them, but generally that's the way it works. So you would have to pay $300,000 to that sanction fee, unless they were charging 2%. So, as we know, having paid it for many, many years and many millions of dollars, it can become very expensive. But that's the decision you take as a belt holder.
That's ridiculous. Canelo's pay-per-view figures have come out 600 to 650k. Did he do similar or more or less than what's on DAZN?
Depends on the fight. The Bivol fight was, I think, high 500s. I've heard the Charlo fight did 450, but some are saying 650. Who knows? But he's the biggest draw out there. You know, he is the face of boxing in America. It doesn't matter who he fights. He hits the numbers. Whereas other fighters need the dance partner for big numbers. But I thought, and I'm not just being salty, I thought it was really poorly promoted. Like, I thought those two, thought that was a
Did you see the online numbers for like YouTube interviews and content?
Yeah. It just never caught fire. I don't know. Like, Charlo didn't really bring that energy, you know? You wanted that brash American, you know what I mean? I don't know, it was weird. And they fought in the same manner.
Yeah, and last one, Jay Apataya. I noticed the post-fight last week, he seemed like there was a bit of friction, and I know in an interview he's complained about hotel rooms and things like that. Have you guys spoken since? Because I think he felt like he was on Jordan's side.
I think that's, the problem is he's not really been around a promoter that's really, so I'm selling the fight like massive opportunity for Jordan Thompson, Brit winning a world title, you know, and he's like thinking, hang on, what about me? You know, I mean, I'll show you the hotel bill and the airfare bill, which was coming up for 6 figures for the two of them, you know, so it was an expensive trip to bring him and his team over. Unfortunately, in Wembley, we're not overly blessed with the finest of hotels around there.
Hilton's all right.
Yeah, we didn't stay at the Hilton. It wasn't available, but, you know, and also it was a small show. You saw the crowd. We had a couple of thousand people in, that's it. So, you know, once he's selling out arenas or we're getting big site fees from Australia, he'll be in the Palace.
Hopefully so. Eddie Hearn, thank you as always.